The writing assignment. I didn't think my day could get any worse. The clouds hung heavy over the department store where I worked, and the occasional clap of loud, rolling thunder had me glancing nervously at the plate glass storefront. But no storm came until I stepped outside to go home, and it suddenly went from one drop of rain to wet t-shirt contest in about 5 seconds. I ran to my car, but could not avoid getting soaked, the keys slipping from my wet hands as I tried to put them in the ignition. The drive home was difficult. Torrential rain made a mockery of my dilapidated windshield wipers. At a stoplight, a few miles from home, I thought about what was in store for me, and the mixed emotions of love, dread, excitement, and ecstasy filled me. For a few seconds, I felt the familiar feeling of euphoria wash over me, the one I feel when I think of you when you're gone on a business trip. In the moments just before waking, it is those moments in the still gray dawn I think of you, half dreaming, your hands on me. My back arched a bit in my seat, and the butterflies fluttered low in my abdomen. My breathing became shallow, and my mind, which is always so cluttered, scattered, and manic, is calm. It was 6:15, and I knew you'd be waiting at home, reading the assignment you had given me. As the rain let up and I turned slowly onto our tiny street, I prayed that it was as detailed, accurate, and severe as you had instructed. This is the first time you had given me a writing assignment, and I was disappointed in this particular approach to punishment. The reason I was being punished in the first place is because I had neglected to pay a citation, partly because I am generally forgetful, but largely because I just didn't care. I made a rolling right through a stop sign, got pulled over, and was given what I believed to be an unfair fine of nearly $200. You took me upstairs when you heard about it and spanked me so hard, not merely because I ran a clearly posted stop sign, but because I had no intention of telling you. That was a long, long evening as I lay across your lap, as you held me in position for what seemed an eternity, as you spanked my bare bottom. No amount of crying or begging could convince you I had had enough of and the more I squirmed and kicked, the harder you punished me. You held me afterwards, kissed me, and told me how much you loved me. But when you put me to bed, I was still pouting. I knew you were turned on, and if you had reached between my legs, you would have felt how much you had turned me on. You would have felt the swollen, slippery lips of my pussy that ached for your sweet touch. How I wanted to reach down and hold your wrist as you fingered me, allowed me to release an explosive orgasm. I hated that you punished me and left me to ache for your touch. Do you know how I longed for you to take me when you disciplined me? But I digress. You decided that I needed correction in the area of concentration, so I was given the assignment to write in detail what exactly my punishment should be, paying careful attention to detail and not skimping on severity. If I did, you promised you'd scour the house for every single spanking implement you could find, ensuring I wouldn't sit comfortably for days. So I'm sure as I round the corner to home, you're sitting in our warm, dry house, finishing up reading what I hoped was a satisfactory disciplinary outline. This is what I wrote. I'll park my car beside yours in the garage and walk quietly into the house. I'll leave my jacket hanging on the closet doorknob and begin shedding my purse, coffee thermos, shoes, leaving a random and scattered trail of my belongings as I make my way to the living room. This drives you crazy, and I know it, but since a harsh punishment is in my near future, I figured my being neat and tidy at this point would have little effect on lessening the severity of my spanking. I will find you on the chase lounge in the living room, the television muted. When I enter the room, I'll walk to you and you'll take me onto your lap and hold me for a while. After a few minutes of stroking and petting, you'll kiss me and then tell me I need to go upstairs and get ready for you to punish me. We have a sort of ritual, and I know what to do. With my head on your chest, I'll refuse to look at you, but you'll tilt my face to yours and ask me what it is I'm being punished for. I'll tell you it's for not paying the citation. You'll ask what you should do about it, and it is then I'll ask you to spank me for it. You'll ask if I deserve it, and I'll say, yes, Daddy. Our relationship is that of equals, but the transition from lovers to Daddy and his little girl can be quick and unmistakable. We both know when it happens, and when you make plans to punish me, whether it's spontaneous or in this case planned, I know better than to question it. I'm required to call you Daddy, as it heightens the embarrassment for me. Within seconds I am small, weak, and scared. You tell me that if I act like a child, I'll be treated like one. I'll go upstairs and close the curtains. Then I'll take off my adult clothes. First my blouse, then my skirt, my stockings, my black lace bra and panties. I'll put on a pair of small white bikini cotton panties. No bra allowed. Little girls don't need them, you'd say. Then I'll go to the dresser and pull out the little girl pajamas I keep just for these occasions. The bottoms are pink with little hearts all over them, and the cotton fabric is so thin you can see my panties through them. The top is solid pink, a tight t-shirt. In my bare feet, I'll walk over to the full-length mirror and look at myself. And when I think I'm presentable, I'll pull the heavy, straight-back chair out from the corner and place it close to the foot of the bed where you like it. Then I will sit on the bed and wait. When I hear your footsteps, the butterflies will come back, almost painful, and the feeling of dread. My breathing will become shallow, my palms will sweat, and I'll feel an urge to pee. When you appear in the doorway, I'll look up and open my mouth to speak, and quickly close it, because no words will come. What's the use now? You'll look so handsome when I look up at your sweet face, and I'll be embarrassed. I'll be over your lap soon, and I'm suddenly self-conscious, every physical flaw coming to mind. I'll ask if I can go to the bathroom, and you'll acquiesce, telling me to hurry. When I come back, you take me to the corner and have me stand nose to the wall. I hate this form of punishment, absolutely abhor it. I cannot stand still, and having to try is excruciating. If I shift or move, I'll hear you tell me to stop, the tone of your voice a catalyst, speeding up my morphing into a little girl. After what feels like forever, you'll come over to me and slide my pajama bottoms down past my hips. Then you'll slide my panties down, exposing my soft, white flesh gone too long sans discipline. Just to look at my quivering bottom would make even the strictest of daddies wonder if this little girl could tolerate even a few swats of a sound spanking. I'll receive a few firm swats to my behind, which don't hurt as much as humiliate. If there were ever any doubt I felt like a little girl, it was gone in that instant, as all traces of being a grown woman are erased. I'll hear you take the wooden hairbrush from the dresser, and then gently take me under your right arm, hold me firmly, and give me 10 or 20 hard swats with the hairbrush. It will only take about 5 to have me wriggling and squirming, but you will hold me so tight I won't be able to move. My bottom will quickly turn from white to crimson, and I'll be sniffling like a child. Then you'll put me back in the corner to pout, pulling my pants up for me. I know the embarrassment of standing in the corner with them down, but you and I both know why you pulled them up. I'll stand in the corner, listening to you move about, not knowing what you're doing. I'll hear you sit down in the chair and call me over to you. As I stand on your left, you'll give me one more chance to explain, and I know to give the right answer. This is my opportunity to explain why I'm getting punished, not to defend my actions. I'll tell you I'm sorry for not paying the fine and for diminishing the gravity of the situation. I then have to ask you to spank me. I'll look down when I ask, which will earn me a swat across my bottom, and you'll tell me to say it again. I then look at you, and your eyes just melt me. But I ask, my voice small, as I whisper for you to please spank me, Daddy. You'll tell me to pull my pants down, and I'll hesitate, the pain from the hairbrush preventing my hands from doing the job of following such a simple instruction. You'll tell me that if you have to do it, it will be worse. But again, I'll hesitate. And just as I bring my hands up to pull them down, you'll reach to do it for me, and my eyes will fill with tears as you guide me over your lap, adjust me, ensuring my hands are on the floor, my legs are down, and my face inches from the carpet. You'll lecture me on being responsible, that I'm not exempt from following the law regardless of my relationship to you, and that it's even worse when I don't. I'll realize the correlation between my responsibility to follow the law and what you do, and I feel ashamed. Unfortunately, this isn't all I feel. I'll feel your grip tighten, and you'll tell me to raise up just a little. You'll begin by rubbing my upturned bottom, and then you'll start spanking